We're at Tsukuruma today. It's test for a couple things in the car. One, it is back to summer. It's like 30 degrees today. Sweating already, haven't just barely got here, unloaded everything. So it'd be a good test for the V-mount, because before I would do like a full, well not a full lap, but the section that we drive. And then I'll need to do a cool down because it'd be hot, not too bad, but like wouldn't be cooling down yet. So I'd usually do a run, do a cool through, go for another run. So we'll see how that compares today with the V-mount. Then the other thing, I have added another breather to the block to the catch can, because with this new catch can for lights regulations, it was filling up really fast because it's a sealed can. And before I just had a breather, so any pressure would just come out the filter and no big deal. But now it's pushing oil in all sorts of weird ways, and I only had one breather on the passenger side of the engine. So maybe on the right corner, all the oil blocks the breather, and then any pressure just pushes oil out. So now I have a breather on the passenger side, and then also I'm using the rear turbo oil drain that was blocked off. It's got a dash 10 line going to the can. So yeah, we've got two dash 10 breathers now for the engine, and then it has another dash 10 that goes back to the intake for the turbo. So that should pull any pressure into a vacuum there, and then the can should catch the oil. So hopefully goals for today is get me back dialed in, because we have Bihoku next weekend. I haven't driven in the heat for a long time, so I got to get used to that again. And hopefully we don't oil down the engine every run like we did at Nico. I've also cut up my nicely painted fenders because I got some modified Wonder flares to put on. They're getting painted right now, so it looks horrible, but you know, test day, who cares. Also, I've got the 18s back on the front. No performance reason, I just think they look cooler, so trying to make them work. Needed the flares either way because I needed to run so much spacer even with the 17s. So if I'm going to cut these up and run flares, I may as well try to get the 18s to work, because I think it looks way better. That's it for today. Everything went really well. Catch can is now bone dry, even after 3 sessions. Before that was like, maybe not every session it was full, but second session for sure would start puking oil everywhere. That sorted. Power steering was overflowing a little today, but I was kind of hot lapping more than I normally do, and it is starting to get really hot again. So, you know, have to probably just not put so much in. What else did we do? Front wheels, so back on the 18s. I had 17-inch 235s before, and gone back to 18 225. Just feels way better on lock, comes back easier through a few entries in that reverse direction at the end. Just over rotated just to see what it would do, and it comes back really nicely, which is something this car hasn't done for a very long time. And that's kind of the direction that Bihoku will be, so I want to just throw a few in, even though the line was kind of bad for the rest of it. Just wanted to see kind of what I'm in for next weekend, because we can't get down for, there's a practice day Friday afternoon, we get the practice, and then Saturday morning we get a little bit, and then straight to qualifying. But there's also a full practice day on the Thursday, but it's already like a 5-day trip we're away for us, so that's too long. It's already going to be hard to catch up with work, so just got my little practice in then, get my markers set up, get used to the speed and things again. But I think we're actually starting on the last corner of Bihoku, so it might actually be a little slower than that. But yeah, we'll see. But in a really good state. Just got to get some tyres fitted, get those flares back on so it doesn't look like that. And we're good to go. I was really happy with how the car went today, considering it's hot. The V-mount has helped the water temp, but it's definitely not, doesn't make it go from non-hot lappable to hot lappable. I still need to do a cool down maybe not every lap. I could probably do 2 and do a cool down, but I'm doing it every lap just because we have a lot of time, and if you have a short session then maybe you wouldn't, but we get lots of time during these days, so it's kind of silly to not do a cool down after every lap. Helps with the tyres too.